Okay, so let's start this one from the beginning. Let's see if we can have it a little less blurry. I don't know. Whatever, you guys can see it well enough, I guess. Is there a way to have this higher up? Probably not. I can have it angled like that. That would be nice. I don't have a box anymore. I have this. Let me get my makeup box. I know. For you. No, I don't want you to fall out. There, that's so much better. Okay. There, that's good. Have to move this shit a little. There, that's good. Okay. I like that. Okay, let's go start from the beginning then. Okay, so I have to, so what I asked was, will I find my soulmate? Though I could generalize it a little more, and I'm happy with either one. Let me decide if, will I find my soulmate? No. Will I find my soulmate? I especially would like to know if, will I find my soulmate when I move? Because honestly, I think here won't be as good. So that was the question. That was the question I asked before I did the cards, because I'm looking for love, and I don't think I'm going to find it here. I think I'm going to find it there. And let's move this even more back, and I guess I'll put the tarot cards here. Yes, that's better. And so it's been a while, so let me get my little book, and I guess we'll have to relearn. I remember it being not that bad, the cards as they look. So let me refresh my memory. I remember some of them, but honestly, I mean, again, this is past, present, future. And the present should, I found death, so let's do death. The death shows the god of death riding a pale horse, holding a black background with a white rose flag on it. Surrounding Reaper, the death and dying from all cases, including kings, bishops, and commoners. When this card is used for division, it usually indicates a major change in a person's life, saying goodbye to the past, good, starting a new life with a new life. And the new life will take on a new look. Well, that's kind of like loose to interpret. But we really have to figure out these two before we could get to that. So let's keep death in mind, and let's try to find, that's what happens when you don't practice something for a while. You forget a lot. So let's try to find, I only have the small book. So if I had the big book, this would be easier. These pages stick together like crazy. It's interesting because before I got justice twice, so many times when I asked these questions, now it changed. So, no, I asked about a specific person. Now it changed. Okay, come on, give me the star. Okay, here's the star. The star. The star shows a woman kneeling by the water with one foot in water. I need seltzer. Hopefully we don't lose this page. Yeah, guys, I've been sick. So. Okay, don't lose this page. Okay, good. 1 foot in the water and one foot on land. Above her head is a large star and 7 smaller stars repressing the 7 chakras. Repressing the 7 chakras, which is what we have the stones for. Oh, my nose. Okay. Or is it repeating? No, repressing. She holds a water bottle in each hand. She poured a liquid into the water from the pitcher. She poured the liquid on the ground from another jar. Repeats and update. The star represents a bright future. Okay, but that's present. I guess that's good then. Future. Bright represents hope, new things, inspiration, enlightenment, in a career full of hope. The future will be bright. Economically, there will be perfect love. Well, okay, present. So I am due to move soon, so I guess that's good. Now we have to find the Fool, which is actually not a bad card, but I still have to find it. And then once we figure out all cards, we could pretty much generalize with my question, what it means. But my present's pretty good. And it doesn't look so bad for love for me in the future either. Okay, but I am struggling to find the Fool. Yeah. No, we have to go back. We're missing him somewhere. Come on. I remember, here we are, the Fool. The Fool is number 0 in the beginning of everything, full of infinite possibilities. A young man in the card is walking on the edge. Oh, I remember this one, yeah. This is actually a pretty good card where you really have to follow your instincts. The edge of the cliff. He is holding a rose in the left hand and a stick in the right. Supporting the passage, his face is full of wit and dreams. He is walking on the edge of the cliff. The dog next to him reminds him not to keep going ahead. Stop and think. The Fool is full of passion and energy and ready to embark on a new journey. This card is full of potential and opportunities, but also challenges. Yeah, okay, so as far as my question of love, that actually makes a lot of sense. So it's all in how, especially if you're someone who's thinking of getting tarot cards or whatever and reading other people's fortune, it's all about how you interpret it. Of course, makes everything, different. And especially a lot of people use tarot cards to make decisions, even if it's going for a job or quitting their job or anything like that. And when it comes to love, it's obviously a question people ask a lot about. But it makes a lot of sense, because when it comes to the Fool, with having to come into play with things maybe you had to reconsider and stay on a positive path, not a negative path. I mean, for me, absolutely. I have, way in the past, of course, I've been on actual dates in person. I've tried online dating, everything. And, and anyone who knows all the negative stuff as well. And to me, I interpret this card for myself as stay clear of anything negative and stay on a more positive path. And that's what I'm going to do. And with the star, with saying bright things are in your future, if you stay on a positive path, and these cards definitely connect with each other, to me, that's what I plan to do, is I need to stay clear of the negative, and I need to do what's best for me, and, nurture myself, and basically that I'm on the path, if I go backwards, I won't find what I'm looking for. And it's just like the Death card is, it even speaks of great fortune and happiness and love. And I've had the Death card before as the final path. And to me that says that I will get all I want out of life, as long as I stay on the right path. And, it's one of the reasons I've always wanted to not only get these cards and read other people's fortunes, but read my own fortunes, because I see these as a positive. Some people see fortune telling and stuff like this as a negative. I don't. And of course you can see it as fake or whatever, but I believe in it. I've always have. I believe in palm reading as well. I think I had it done once as a child for free, or was I a teen? I don't even remember. So with that being said, let's get to the free readings, and then I'll ask the same question with the pendulum after. So I will be posting the questions up on the video, but let me open it up for myself. And first I want to give the deck a good shuffle. Oh, I forgot I have to. Okay, it's still going, so let me have that here so I can see it. Make sure it's recording and not having an issue. Hello, I want to move this. Thank you. Okay, just wanted to make sure I could still see everything, that it's still recording. Don't want any problems. Let me shuffle it as best as I can, and then spread it out for the people who ask their questions. And thank you again. It means a lot to me. Oops, I don't want to drop any. By the way, the rule tends to be if a card falls or whatever, then it was meant to not be in the deck. if a card is missing, it's not meant to be in the deck. To follow the cards, and that's how it's meant to be. So, at some point once I get better at this, I want to get bigger, nicer decks. Like, I'm not even doing the other half of the, oops, I said I'm not good at shuffling. I'm not even doing the harder cards. I don't even get the sticks and stuff. Like, that's too hard. That's honestly too hard for me. Not just because of my dyslexia, but, I mean, I have such a bad memory. I mean, I'm probably gonna need the book for a while. And at some point I would like a bigger book, just because. I'm going to start shoveling it a little bit differently. And yes, it's facing me, but only because I want you to see the cards a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of scatter the cards a little bit like this out. And then I'm going to read the question, which I'll have to maximize this. And a lot of people were either anonymous or, you know, don't say their email address or whatever. This is their first name, so that's what I'm doing. I was going to just do people's first names anyway. So Randy asks, I have been in between jobs now for 2 months. I have been hoping, sorry. Also, I either correct, text talk. I don't do text talk, sorry. So I either rewrote your question or, interpret it to my best ability. So Randy asks, I have been in between jobs now for 2 months, and I have been hoping this one job I applied for will call me back for a second interview. Do you think I have a shot? And he wants me to ask twice. So, since these are not live, I will pick cards I think stick out for you the best. And that's how I'm going to do all of these. This is the placement I'm going to put it for now, and then I'll move things around. Oops. Okay. So this is your past, present, and future Randy. And let's flip them up. Okay. Well, you've got Justice upside down, the Magician regular, and the Lovers regular. So since this is a question about your work, and it's been a while, so let's see Justice upside down. Oh, I just saw Justice. Justice. The Justice card shows the protagonist holding a scale made of gold in the left hand, symbols a balance decision, and holding a sword in the right hand. Man, does that actually fit you very well. Hand in the hand to archive justice. Remind us to pay attention to our world and deeds, to be responsible for our words and deeds. Justice also represents the truth. Encourage us to explore the truth of things and pursue the truth. Maintain friendly attitudes, help the weak, and have a strong sense of justice. So as your past and it's upside down, you've probably been wronged in the past, in your past employment. So I'm wondering if you either felt the need to quit or have been fired from your job in the past, and that's the reason why you're probably looking for a new job. In the present, you got the Magician. I've actually never got this card for myself at all, so let's learn about the Magician. Come on. Okay, the Magician. The Magician is the first trump card in the tarot. The Magician's right hand points to the sky, and the other hand points down to the earth, referring to the spiritual and mental realms representatively. On the table in the front of him stood a cup, a sword, and a wand, and pentacle. Oh, pentagrams? Yeah. And pentagrams representing the 4 instruments of minor Arcadia. Magicians can adjust them however they want. The magician, the object of the magical study, is instrumental power, potential, and utility of physical and spiritual worlds. So as I interpret that for you, that in the present, as in the Magician card, since it's really seems to be you applied for this job and it's the job you really want, it seems to be your destiny is in your hands. If you really want to, and we'll look at the Lovers to see if that makes sense, but from what I can tell, if you really want to go after this job that you applied for, maybe you should make a next step and contact them to see if they're still looking, interested. Maybe you should be a little pushy. Let's see if the Lovers agree with me. I think I remember the Lovers, but it doesn't hurt to refresh. Come on, show me the lovers. Used to show it to me like over and over again. Let's go. There we are, the lovers. The lovers represent choices and relationship, trials and attraction, love, beauty, overcoming in death. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and the angels in the sky are blessing them to match the marriage of the pair of men and women. I believe their love will be very happy. The same thing, the tree and snake behind them, the symbols of temptation. Whether choice is made, it should not be made lightly, as consequences will be lasting. Okay, so the lovers, I think it basically means that your future, that if you really truly want this job and you want it now, you have to pursue it. And if you get this job or not, either way, and I truly hope you do, and I wish you best of luck, that keep with your passion, stick with it, and do what you love. Do what you love, and you will be truly happy. Okay. Let me shuffle. Woo. Next question. Next question is from Sarah. Oh, I was supposed to do that 2 times. Oh, excuse me. I was a 2-timer, so let's ask again. I'm going to do everything 1 time. I'm sorry, guys, but it's taking up a lot of time, more time than I thought, and I'm kind of in pain today, so I'm sorry. Everything's going to be just once. So next question's from Sarah. I have been unlucky in love for some time and wanted to rekindle a relationship with a past love. Do you think it's a good idea? Okay, so let's spread this out. Let me minimize this so I'll make sure it's good. Okay, good. So let's spread this out. And I actually see this more of that for you. That. Oh yeah, if I do it that way, I'm going to look at a card I don't think it's for you, and I just want to make sure. Okay, sorry. And I didn't see that. Honestly, I don't think that card is for you, but I do think this one is for you. Oh, and that was there. Okay, so past, present, future Sarah. Okay. Well, we know the lovers, so move this a little. There we go, that's good. So let me look at the well, look at this card. I had to look it up before. Let me get the word for my dyslexic ass. Okay. Let me turn up the volume. Have to turn this for just a second. What's I? Yes. Let me do Google Word Translate. Hierophant. Okay. Let's look for the Hierophant. Well, that was really fast. Okay. The Hierophant sits on a throne between two pillars with his right hand raised, two fingers pointing upwards and two pointing downwards, thus forming a bridge between heaven and earth, and holds a titan in his left hand, wearing the triple crown on his head. The keys to heaven and are at his feet, symbolizing law and freedom. The Hierophant is a religious and spiritual authority that advises us to follow the rules. He will find a spiritual outlet for us, and his compassion and value will instruct us not to go astray, to recognize our true heart, and embark on the right path. Well, and I guess that card is telling you that you basically, in your past, were probably on the right path. Wow. I mean, that kind of says a lot, huh? That past love maybe was the right path. Let's see if strength kind of agrees with your past card. I mean, you can't have it more clear than that. So let's see. I mean, your lover's future kind of says it all. But, let's see, present. Okay, strength. The strength card shows that a girl who seems gentle and full of infinite wisdom has tamed the lion. Her courage and courage are truly admired. Although personal strength is sometimes weak, though bold attracts calmness, patience, courage, decisions, and willpower to overcome difficulties will usher in big turning points. Well, it sounds to me like the cards are telling you go for it. And, you know, it never hurts to try again. And it sounds like this time around it might work out. So I say go for it. The cards are saying, yes, indeed. Okay, let's read the next question. Okay, as I shuffle. From Alex asks, I seem to be very unlucky in love. My friends say it's not me. Others say it is. Am I the problem? Okay, so let me shuffle, Alex, and then I can answer your question. And let me make sure. Right, okay, let me spread them all out for you. And I see this card as your, well, it's telling me to turn it this way, as your past. This is your present. And this is your future. So let's place them. Okay. You got the Lovers upside down, the Star, and the Emperor. The Lovers upside down mean that you had been, well, I guess you could interpret that as, Alex, you have been not very good with love in the past. Well, that kind of goes with your question, doesn't it? The Star means in your present, and since we learned about the Star, in your present you need to take care of yourself and self-love and learn to love others. The Emperor is the one we do not know yet completely. In fact, I've never got the Emperor for anything that I remember. So let's learn about the Emperor together. Okay. The Emperor sat on the throne, decorated with rams and his long white beard, as a symbol of wisdom. He holds a scepter He holds a sapper in his hand and a goblet symbolizing domination in his left. The Emperor sat on the top of a docile and barren mountain, a sign of unyielding power, symbolizing the top of the scepter. Hydrasia, the emperor is the absolute ruler of the world. Wow. The Emperor represents glory, power, victory, leadership, strong will, achievement of goals, but spiritual loneliness. Well, it seems to me, Alex, that you will you will be alone. Wow. That says a lot, huh? I mean, you might have wealth and power and everything you want, but you will be alone, I guess, unless you stay with this path of taking care of yourself and taking care of others. So I'm, trying to prove you're smart or powerful isn't everything. I mean, this guy's alone. So, I'm rooting for you, buddy, but, you know, what you choose to do is up to you. So, anyone can always change their path they're on, but you have to decide to. Okay, next question. Okay, Lisa. Okay, Lisa, you're my last for the cards, and then we're moving on to the pendulum. Am I ready? I like this one. Am I ready to move from plants to a dog? Okay. So let me shuffle. We'll see if you're ready to move on from one living thing to another. Yeah, I chose these questions a while ago. I just was not ready to make this video. And again, I do appreciate you guys sending in questions. And we'll see if we do this again. I'm hoping to. Don't feel shy to post comments, but my email is always open. Sorry, I'm just really bad at shuffling, and I want to get some of these different cards in. And thank you for helping me learn this. Okay, Lisa. Let's minimize this so I can see where this placement is. Well, get this a little more lined up. Okay. So let me lay out these cards and pick these cards for you. Well, right away, this one was screaming to me, but I actually want this to be your, and I see it more this way, for your future. This one here is screaming to me present, and this one is saying past. So Lisa, let's find out if you're ready for a dog. The cards are wanting to fall, so let's do this kind of quickly. Okay, well, we got some upside down ones. Well, we know the star. And, so I guess that means you haven't been so lucky with taking care of yourself either, Lisa, in the past. Yourself and you need to work, you needed to work on that. I'm hoping you're doing self-care now. So this is upside down. It's not necessarily bad when it's upside down. So we haven't gotten that card before, so let's learn what that means together. Let me move that a little so people can see. The Empress. And I'm just going to turn, we know it's upside down, but I just want to turn this for the camera's sake, so people can see the Empress. Let's try to find Empress. And then we'll play with the pendulum. High Priestess I found, but that is the wrong card. It's going to be fun editing this. Okay, the Empress. The Empress sits on a throne wearing a crown of 12 stars and holding a sapphire, a scepter I can't say it as best as I can, a sapphire in one hand. 12 stars in the crown represent her dominance of the year. And her throne is filled of wheat, representing her domain over planting things. The Empress represents the productivity of the circumstances seeded by the mind. She is destined to be the embodiment of growth in the natural world, frequently, and what people know to believe from her hearts can be interpreted and happiness, success, harvest, carefree, full of family, good environment, beauty, art, contact with nature, pleasant travel, and leisure. Well, since it was upside down, have you been taking care of your plants well? Well, maybe you had some off times, some good times, some bad times. This card, I think, is going to be the most important, which is, well, we said it before, I'm not going to say it again. And, well, we found that again real quick. What was it? Is religion rules of and according to that card, I personally, from what these cards say, you're on the right path, but maybe not ready for a dog quite yet. Maybe instead of a dog, you might consider a cat. Or something that maybe needs less care. I love all who subscribe and view my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Ring that bell. Leave comments. I would love comments. But, and I appreciate you so much. Lisa, for your question. But, in the cards, they do say maybe put it off a little bit to get a dog. Thank you so much. We are done with cards for now. And on to the pendulum. Let me just put the cards away. See, I never really want to interpret cards all positive. I think that's just lying to you all, and I don't think that's right when fortune tellers of any kind do that, telling you what you want to hear. I believe in truth, and if the truth isn't exactly what people want to hear, sometimes I'd rather people not like me than hear a lie. And lies, to me, are never good. So, let's set up for the pendulum. And of course, it came in this lovely pack. For our next set of questions. And it's pretty simple. can't get any easier than this. And it's all connected to the earth. It's one of the reasons I went pagan. I'm still Jewish, but I also am pagan. I consider myself as well as a pagan. I consider myself very connected to the earth. And anyone's welcome to believe what they want to believe. Pagan was the first true religion, and then everything stemmed off from it. But you can't get any more simpler than no, maybe, try again, and yes. And when I've done it for myself, even when I would turn the map, it would still answer the same question. So I found that very interesting. So again, I'm going to ask my question. Let me get this where it could be seen. I'm going to ask my question again. And just to show, let's just experiment and we'll turn it. Just to see if it's any different when I were to turn it. And one can say I am moving my hand where it will answer a certain way. I can promise you I don't do that. I like to have a real answer. My hand will be very relaxed. And I'm going to start with just the center. I'm holding it still for a second. So I'm going to ask the same question I asked before, which is, will I find my soulmate in the future? And this is love, not friendship. I mean love. So I'm going to hold very still. I just have my finger around like this. And then I start to move it just a little. Fell off my finger because I'm at an angle. I just will hold it, just move it a little. Give it a little spin. Unfortunately, my thing is right there, but and you see it points to a certain thing, and it's pointing, I don't think you can see it very well, hold on, you move it again, we'll have to do it again. You'll just have to know that yes is here, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's do it again. Will I find my soulmate? A little spin, and now it's going, will not answer. So we'll ask it again. Let's see if it will say, will not answer, yes or no. Or am I having it dangle too long? I think I'm having it dangle too long. Let me hold it in the other hand. I don't know if that will make a difference. I'm going to have to, I think you go like this. Yeah, I think I have to go like, okay, I have to try to make a circle with this hand. It's really hard recording, so. Okay, we got a circle going. Yay! Okay. So, I think I let it die too fast. Okay, I'll try this hand. I think I have to let it, I think you have to let it, wait. Okay, there we go. And now it's getting tangled. Okay, there we go. And it's swaying back and forth more in the yes. That could be me, so I'll have to try again. I usually don't have it on this side, so I'll have to try again. Hold on. Let me have it really go. Now it's going to no. Let's ask again. Because before it was going to yes, now it's saying no, so let's ask again. I have to move the pendulum for me. Hold on. Let me get my body more centered. It's really hard with this position. Okay. Okay, let me ask the question I've asked before. I'm going to have to edit this. There. Okay, now you can see it. Let me ask the question I asked before. Will I find my soulmate? There. Now you can see it. You have to wait for it to stop spinning and to sway back and forth. Okay, so that's a yes. So now I'm going to turn it and see if it goes yes again. You ready? Same question. I think I spun it too hard. Will not answer. Well, I want to answer, so do it again. This is seriously hurting my arm, though. Stupid fibromyalgia. Okay, I'm trying to keep centered. So you have to try to keep it centered as it slows down. Will not answer. Okay, so we got a yes and will not answer. So I'm not going to get an answer for myself. Let's see what we get for other people. I got one yes, will not answer. So what are we going to do? And as you saw, it went to the same one twice, which is kind of weird. I mean, like we said, it could be the positioning of whatever, but let's get to it. So the first question is from Mark. Is it possible to love a person and then develop feelings for another without cheating? Okay, well, that's an interesting one. So let's see. Oopsie. Oops. I hate that it's going to bang this stuff. And I spun it too hard again. Here, let's see. No. That's a definite no. Okay, so Mark, sorry, no. Okay, next question from Anonymous, but I called Anonymous. Oh, I think I skipped, with the tarot cards, David. I don't know. Well, if I did, I'm sorry, David. But we're on to Anonymous that I am calling Jill. Will I find love again? Okay, Jill. Let's see. Sorry if I skipped someone. Like, I've been dealing with a lot myself. Sorry if I did. I guess I'll find out. Okay, so let's find out, Jill. Will you find love again? Maybe I should ask some more. You know what it is? You have to ask, like, basic questions, so maybe I'll have to ask the same question, Jill. But I'm asking for you, Jill. Jill! Yeah, it's definitely saying, oh, it's kind of in between yes and rephrase. So let's ask again. I'll ask again for you, Jill. And I'll have to ask for myself. Let's do that. I mean, I want to ask about my soulmate, but maybe it's like, I don't know. Or maybe I wasn't relaxed enough. You have to be relaxed when you do the crystal stuff. Now let's ask for you, Jill. Okay, that's like, I would take that as it's in between, but it's leaning towards yes. So I would say yes, Jill. Okay. Megan asks, in 4 years, will we be better off than we are now? That's a good question, Megan. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot with the crystal. You have to be, like, really damn specific. No. Okay, so that answers that. And then Alex, no, Glenn, are energy drinks killing me? Okay, let's see, Glenn, are energy drinks killing you? Oops. So far, we haven't gotten any maybes, though. Rephrase. Okay, how would we rephrase that? Are the caffeinated soda drinks killing Glenn? Whoa. Honestly, it's never done that. I don't think we have an answer for you, Glenn. Okay, well, the spirits don't know. Okay, Alex G asks, how long before I make it on my own? Okay. Let's find out how long before you make it on your own. I never had it where the crystal went straight center. That was weird. Oh, well, that's not a real, good question I've asked. It said no, so I guess not anytime soon. Okay, so now I'm going to ask, will I find love again, like Jill did? Or should it be a maybe? Or a rephrase or something. Rephrase. Okay. Will I fall in love again in the near future? I guess. Damn, I didn't think this crystal would be so anal today. Okay, let's just ask the same question. Spin it around a little harder so it could really think about it. Okay, at least this time it said yes again. Okay, so good. Yay! Okay, everybody. So, I hope you liked this segment. I enjoyed doing it. It was very different. I have some ideas from the future. I might do this live if people are interested. Please comment below. And if you have some questions for either me reading your tarot cards, hopefully live. I mean, I would love to do that live. And it's not costing you any money. Please leave comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And ring that bell for notifications. And I'll see you next time. Bye.